Another story time for y'all, man. Another story time. Y'all see that I'm still, you know what I'm saying, in this facility or whatever, doing my rehabilitation thing. You know what I'm saying, trying to get my body back where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying, it's definitely over everything. You know what I'm saying, and your health is your wealth, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get myself back together, back in order, where I can, like, make sure that I'm good every day. I don't have no questioning about how I'm going to perform throughout the day, and nothing like that. But let's get off that. This situation right here, this story is going to be stated back when I was going through Fulton County Jail. But I had a situation with them where I was actually suing them from them jumping on me. They say that I excited a riot inside of the county jail. And this is when they had the chow hall opening thing. You know what I'm saying? They said that I started excited a riot, and they ran in, and these people sprayed me, maced me, jumped on me, knocked teeth out my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Scarred me up. Had all different type of indictments in my face. I'm blanking, I'm like having these jitters and all this. Like they had messed me up. They had messed me up real good. I mean, like I think it was something put on me where they was trying to get to me anyway. They was trying to get with me about something. And I thought that this was their proper time for them to go ahead and send that blitz in, and they did that bullshit to me. You know what I'm saying? But in the midst of me going through this lawsuit with them, I'm coming in and out of the jail system. Like, I'm outside in the free world, get into some trouble, I go back to the county. Now, this time when I came through, and they see that it's me, hold on, I'm trying to find something so I can prop this phone up. Hold on. Well, yeah, they see that it's me, or whatever, and I'm coming through, processing, booking, or whatever, and they like, yeah, this white right here, man, y'all know what's going on with him, where we gonna put him, like, what's going on with, they like, let's see what the captain was about. So they step off, leave me in the cell down there in Holden, and they go see what the captain was talking about, exactly like where they choose to place me, what they're going to do, or whatever. And right next to me, they had a cell full of women that was getting shipped off to Atlantic County Jail. Atlantic County Jail. And this is in South Jersey. And this is where they send the females that's supposed to be getting locked up in Fulton County. They sending them to Atlantic County to go to court from there, do their time. This is where they're actually holding the females, you know what I'm saying, from Fulton County. Now, hold on, let me take this off. So, they speak to each other and they come up with a plan. Since I'm suing the jail and I don't need to be around none of their officers in BCJ and Fulton County Jail, they're going to send me out to Atlantic County Jail. They're about to send me to Atlantic County Jail. I don't know nothing about Atlantic County Jail. I don't get locked up in those shore points or nothing like that. I don't be that far down South Jersey to be getting locked up in Atlantic City. You know what I'm saying? I don't be around cats in that area doing stuff to be locked up down there, but they about to send me down here. And they saying that I'm gonna be on the next thing smoking, I'm jumping in the van, you know what I'm saying, with the ladies that's going to Atlantic County, I'm going with them. I'm like, all right, so be it, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like 40 minutes go past, they got the transfer people ready, they coming through with their little shackles, handcuffs and stuff in this little crate. They coming through, they hit the door and tell them, yo, open up such and such cell, whatever, they getting the ladies together. And like, yo, they got somebody going with us, they got a male going with us. I'm like, yeah, one male. He in that cell right next door to him. His name White. Like, we sending him too. And he's like, what? What's going on with him? And he started walking over to the officer speaking low. And he talking to him, basically telling him, like, yo, yeah, he got a lawsuit with us or whatever. They don't even want this nigga around. They sending me out. And then, yo, let me take this ride. I'm riding, I'm talking to the chicks along the way. Like, I'm sizing them up, I'm looking at the little chicks or whatever. And I can see that they've been running. They've been running for a minute. Some of them look kind of tired, you know what I'm saying? They look a little beat down. And I'm probably looking tired to them, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? But I'm talking to them, keying them, laughing with them, asking how long they think they gonna be. They saying, oh, I'm only gonna be in here probably like 2 months tops. Then I'm back out, you know what I'm saying? I be seeing you, Miz. I be seeing you in the hotels and all that, this and this. I'm like, all right, now I'm trying to see who these chicks is, see how I know them, where I remember them from, or whatever, but it kind of was what it was. We get to this jail. We get to the jail, we walking down these little long hallways, they done split us up, the ladies went one way, I went another way, and they bringing me into this booking area, bro. There's so much going on inside of booking. And I noticed that all the cells, the older cells, they was packed with people that had beds, pillows, and everything. They standing there looking at the street. I'm looking at these motherfuckers. I'm like, yo, what is this? Like, some like tourist attraction spot that just people just get locked up for anything? Like, you drunk, you come in here. You high, you skip out on the hotel bill. You in the building. Like, I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? It just looked mad weird. I'm like, yo, just the holding area just looked too crazy for me. You know what I'm saying? They had too much going on in there, and I'm looking like, yo, how am I supposed to be getting through this? Like, it seems like this is like a 3-day process. It looks like what they got going on, how slow that they're moving, and people just sitting back. This guy's yelling out of the cells, asking for bag lunches, they doing all this shit, so I'm paying attention. You know what I'm saying? They can slide me into a cell that I'm in for probably like 5-6 hours before I even start speaking and asking what's going on, why I'm not going to the next cell, why medical ain't seeing me or nothing like that. I'm not doing that until after like 6 hours. Now I'm asking what's going on with me. Yo, this process took us, I would say 3 days. That process took us 3 days. Getting out of, going through Atlantic County Jail, you know what I'm saying, process. I don't know if anybody sees this that's been there before or whatever and has sat there longer or ran through there way faster, but it took us 3 days to get through Atlantic County process. You know what I'm saying? They had a bed in there. I had to sleep there on the floor, on the mat, had covers, had pillow, everything, eating every meal from this holding cell. And there was like 5 to 6 other people in there with me. Same shit applied. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I get through this, and they start walking us down to our dorms, bro. This is how the situation just gets worse and worse. You know what I'm saying? I get over into these dorms, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of cats, they all standing around, they watching TV or whatever, they watch raps. Niggas is from here, doing all this, rapping and all this. I come in, I'm checking, I'm like, all right. The officer told me what cell I had to go to. I see it's a 3-man cell, 3-man banger. You know what I'm saying? I come through, I'm in the middle part. I put my shit in there, like, boom, niggas walk in, they talk about, yo, where you from? Where you from, Kelly? I'm like, yo, I'm from South Jersey, too. Just not this far down or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all know where Camden area is and all that, I'm close in there. You know what I'm saying? They're like, Camden, CMD? Yeah. I'm like, nah, I'm not from Camden. But that's the area right there. But I'm originally from North Jersey, you know what I'm saying? Plainfield, Newark, and all that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking to them like, yeah. Now, I'm noticing something about these niggas, you know what I'm saying? While I'm talking to them, like they standing there, they scratching, and stuff like that, talking and scratching me, like, yeah. Like, no, they saying, hey. What? No, they like to have a child, I'm saying. You like your bag lunches and shit? Like, they doing all this. Now, I'm paying closely attention to what's going on. Every question got a scratch. You know what I'm saying? Anything they're inquisitive about, like a little itch to it. They doing all this, scratching their face, neck, back, everything like. I'm like, yo, damn, like, this guy's just kind of crazy now. The nigga that was asking the question doing all the scratching, he done pushed him out the cell. My other cellie comes into the cell right after him. And like, cause he came in while the dude was talking, then he left out, now he's coming back in. And I was like, damn, like, homeboy was doing a whole lot of scratching. What's going on? Like, what's going on in here, man, in this dorm or whatever? And he was like, oh man, he scratched. He was like, well, what you don't know, man? I was like, hold up, like what? He's like, a lot of these people from under the boardwalk. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these brothers, like people that get locked up, like a good amount of them, 50% of them, they from under the boardwalk, so like. And I was like, under the boardwalk. He was like, yeah, like, they out in the streets, they live under the boardwalk. So a lot of these guys, they come in and they got scabies. Yo, as soon as he said that, man, As soon as he said scabies, it automatically put an ick to me. Like, I'm like, yo, y'all niggas is in here. We in here together right in front of each other. You scratch like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But you talking about insects that hide under your skin, behind your skin, coming out, popping out. You gotta scratch, you gotta dry areas out to get them out, to kill them and all that. Y'all boys is riding with scabies. Atlantic County Jail, we having niggas from under the boardwalk that be coming into the jail with scabies. They'll get a scabies outbreak, have these niggas all in the dorms, but to put you on the dorm with them. And you don't got none of that. I didn't know nothing about it and none of that. But I'm around a whole bunch of niggas that scratching, and then when I came out of the cell and I actually looked around at everybody had that everybody doing that. Everybody scratching, man. Everybody, yo, as soon as, like, I saw it happen, I went downstairs, I'm itching now because of that shit. Like, that shit crazy as hell, man. Look, I went to the door, and I'm looking out of the door, like, out of the lock door. I'm looking out to see if an officer will go past. As soon as I saw some boom, 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 I'm banging on the door. They looking, they walking past, they smiling and walking past. I'm like, nah, hell no, man. I'm looking, I saw another crowd coming, and I think they was walking with a note, start hitting it, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, yo. They pay attention to me, they come, they open the door. I said, look, I can't even be in here, man. All these dudes in here talking about they got scabies and stuff like that, or they might have them. This is like a scabies pod. They gotta put me somewhere else, man. They're like, well, we gonna put you, we gonna mess around, we gonna go to the hole or something. Like, if you can't stand these rooms, I'm like, yo, I don't care. I was like, as long as I don't got scabies, you can put me wherever you need to put me. I'm like, bro, I didn't come in here with that. I'm not trying to leave with that. I'm not trying to be in the cell going through none of that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can put me somewhere. Y'all don't have to put me there now, no. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bluff up in here. Y'all don't have to do that now, no. They looking, other officers looking at the other officers like, hey, get the sarge, man. They calling us, I guess the sergeant's coming down the hall or whatever. These dorms look so weird. They so far apart and like it just look mad weird inside of the jail, man. They calling the sergeant. He comes and he's like, what's going on? He's like, tell him what you told me. I had to say the whole story over and down. I'm like, F that, man. I don't want to be in none of these blocks that y'all got. I'm not trying to get scabies. I'm not trying to get no diseases from none of y'all or whatever. As long as y'all bringing them from under what boardwalk and none of that. You know what I'm saying? They locked me down. They put me in a hole, man. And all I did was just listen to how all the other people was coming to the hole and the fights that they were having. I could hear it from my cell as each person would come in, like getting locked up and coming back there to the area that they had me in or whatever, until they actually sent me off to court, which I had to take another ride back, all the way back to Fulton County. You know what I'm saying? From there, like, it's so crazy in the hassles that you gotta go through, the bullshit that you have to go through, you know what I'm saying, when you get locked up, or you put yourself in these type of predicaments when you find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang, and the different places got different shit going on, man. You know what I'm saying? You can go to one county jail, it's Wild Wild West, or they so laid back and they're getting trades from locals, diners and restaurants. I done been through that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? And I done been to jail, they got carpets, they got couches, they got machines with juices and coffee and stuff like that. They chilling, kick back, you know what I'm saying? Still smoking big boy Newports on deck and all that, like Black and Miles and all that, like, but you can get somewhere where they're pulling people off or under, like, boardwalk that's been under there and they're getting diseases from being in these different undisclosed places, and you can find yourself in some place just like Atlantic County Jail in New Jersey, in South Jersey, man, and have to go kicking up so you don't have to be around no guys that sit up there with a scabies outbreak inside the dorm, bro. It's crazy like that, man. It is. It's crazy like that, man. And that was my introduction to Atlantic County Jail. I get in there, and these boys here, like, it was, I met some good dudes in there, man. They said they was from back in Maryland and all that, you know what I'm saying? I met some official dudes and all that. I mean, but just the scabies thing overrode all of that, man, and I'll never forget. This your boy Big Miz from the zoo, man. I'm just asking y'all to please Give yourself a chance, man, out here in these streets, and don't do nothing stupid to find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, a chain gang. Cause like, come on, man, I was ducking scabies, bro. I'm ducking and dodging diseases. Come on, please.
Yo, what's up? What's going on? What's going on, yo? It's your boy Big Miz from the zoo, and I'm back with another story. And this situation takes place a while back when I was like, I'm gonna say in my rattlesnake days, and I was doing some petty type of crimes, man. Like this one situation, this one right here to start this story off. I was in South Jersey, right? And I went to visit there from Atlanta. And it's been some years since I've been in Jersey, and people like at that time, people like to turn up, you know what I'm saying? Or make you think that things done changed around your way and they on a different level, especially these young dudes or whatever that didn't really have reps in the street. They want to try to show the real ones or the official dudes like myself that things have changed. You know what I'm saying? And I remember coming to this certain part of South Jersey that I used to live in, that I was around, but I didn't go to my set area. I went to an area that was near there, that I knew some little dudes at or whatever. I went and walked over to this area, and it was enough of them out there, you know what I'm saying? And they was drinking and stuff like that, smoking, and I guess they was hustling or whatever. They was doing whatever they was doing over there. But when I pulled up on them, I noticed that they was already turned up. They sitting out there outside of their cars, doors, no music playing, and they standing around laughing and joking and doing whatever they do, you know what I'm saying, on their block or whatever. But I noticed that they was trying to be like extra tough. You know what I'm saying? They was talking reckless. And at that time, I was really on a whole nother level with mine. I was on some real buffoonery with mine. And I'm listening to them. And they like, yeah, man, we done turned it up out here, man. Things are different, man. Like, you all down south in the country and all that. Like, we up north turned it up, man. We getting to this money and everything. Like, you don't know what time it is over here no more. Like, for real. Things done changed. I was like, oh, all right. Things changed. That's what's up. But, like, I'm sizing them up at the same time. I'm looking at every corner, every direction, seeing who's who. And really, I'm looking at who got chains on, who's flashing money, and who got the nicest car out there. This is the level that I'm on. You know what I'm saying? I was on some real live BS. Like, and I remember saying, yo, come on, let's go to the liquor store, man. Come on, this is on me. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that this price of whatever that I was going to get from this store, I'm going to get that back in abundance. You know what I'm saying? I already had my plan set in place because they turned it up. This is what they telling me. And I'm going to show them that, nah, y'all the same old dudes, man. Ain't nothing changed with y'all. And I'm about to show y'all. So we done shot over to the store. I get whatever they said that they was drinking at the time. I bought exactly what they wanted. We get back over to their block. And they drinking, they getting even more saucy. And at this time, I'm acting like I'm drinking. I'm pouring my stuff out. Because I need to be all the way on point. I'm pouring my stuff out. And they, yeah, nigga. Yeah, they doing all this. And I'm like, yo, let me get my first victim. I walk over to my little mans or whatever, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, Dad, you shining too, man. Like, what you hustling out here too? He's like, yeah, man, I'm doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Y'all niggas had y'all little run over there and Hawthorne on the hill, but we good over here. I was like, all right, no doubt. I was like, yo, let me see that chain. Let me see how heavy it is, man. Boom, I'm taking it off his neck at the same time. I'm putting it on mine. He was like, all right. But he was kind of hesitant with me taking it off his neck, but I took it, put it on me, you know what I'm saying? And I walk over to his man's that was doing all this popping. And he's sitting in his car, like holding the steering wheel, blasting the music out, his doors open. And I was like, yo, let me see the whip, man. Let me see the whip. I see you got a little system in there. That thing sounded real right, too. That sounds kind of tough, you know what I'm saying? Like he's beating up the back and all that. He playing this little music. This dude really stands up, moves out the way. And I'm sitting in his seat, and I'm seeing that his keys is in the ignition. I'm like, boy. Now, I was looking for an easier way to get back to Atlanta, and he just gave me the ticket to do so. He just gave me the ticket to do so. Now, they standing back, they huddling and talking and stuff like that. I'm sitting in the car, and I'm inching my legs over to the side so I can slide my legs so I can be right by the gas. And I'm looking at them through the little rearview mirror on the side. I'm sliding in. I done turned this car. When I turned this car on, they look. Boom, I done put it all in gear already. Doors is open. I turn out. Boom. When I turn out, I shoot down the street. And I got one for the chain, one for the car. I'm leaving. And this is the only thing that I thought that I was leaving with. You know what I'm saying? I saw a reason to flip the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Get money off of that once I get to the A. And I got me a chain too. This is how I was thinking. This is how petty I was thinking, how reckless I was. You know what I'm saying? Didn't care about the repercussions. If they wanted to beef or whatever, I did not care about none of that. Period. Or I wouldn't have did it. I shoot off. I go to my area. I start looking in the car. I found pounds of weed in the car. Got money in the bag, in the back, in the trunk. So now I'm sitting on quite a few $100, you know what I'm saying? And I got some weed. When I pulled up on my other people, sold them like half of that. Now I'm sitting with close to like $1,200 plus the money that I had already. And I start shooting down the highway, bro. And in my travels, I'm going through these states, I'm driving, I'm trying to stay focused because I'm driving all the way to Atlanta. And going through the Carolinas, I know it was going to be something that's like the longest stretch inside of this ride. And once I saw signs for Durham, North Carolina, like I was like, yo, I need to eat, like stretch my legs, clear my mind or whatever, then jump back on the road and keep on going. Because I know South Carolina is a mother, you know what I'm saying, before I get into Georgia. When I did that, I saw signs of a McDonald's. I'm trying to get to that McDonald's. I get there, I pull up in there, boom. I go up in McDonald's, grab me something to eat. But at this time, this was like the following day going in, and people was out of school. And it must have been a high school somewhere in the vicinity because I started seeing crowds of people coming from this side of the parking lot to this side, and they all gathering around me close to the car. When I'm looking out there, they just start fighting. Boom, 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 boom. And they watching some girls fighting. Boom, they ripping stuff off them and all that. One pulling hair, boom, boom, well, and I'm looking, I'm like, oh shit. Now I go out there. And then I'm standing by the car and I'm looking at the fight. And I'm looking at everybody and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy, man. These little kids out here wilding. Woo, 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 woo. That's all I hear coming down the highway. I don't know which way they coming from. I tried to get through the crowd or whatever. They pulling in. Boom, 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 boom. They jumping out the car and they telling everybody, stop right there, because people are trying to disperse. And they see that I'm like the oldest looking face standing out there. They told me to hold up. And he's like, is this your car right here? And I was like, yeah, but I'm going back in the McDonald's. They was like, nah, hold on. You stay right here. Get by the car. Get closer to the car. And they running the plates and everything. Found out that the car was stolen. They running through the car, finding the little work that was left in there, stuff like that, the money that I did not have on my person. I still had in the car, which I put it to the front of the car then. They confiscate all of that. They lock me up. And I'm going to what they call Durham County Jail. The area, they said it was called Little New York, right? I get in there, and the infrastructure or how this actual county jail was built, I don't remember like the hallways and stuff like that. But I remember coming into the dorm and upstairs, downstairs, and when I was walking in with my property, I'm looking in the cells, and this is the first county jail that I'm looking at these inmates, and they're wearing bandanas. Like I see blue bandanas with the paisley type of designs on it and everything. I'm like, yo, they letting them do that? You know what I'm saying? But they behind the doors and they yelling, saying stuff to the people downstairs. They wasn't letting them out with the people downstairs. And I see that these are other type of affiliates, which they were bloods downstairs. And they looking up, throwing bees up, doing all this stuff. They doing everything that they can to try to antagonize them. And the dudes upstairs is throwing up big C's and they talking crazy like, yo, they open these doors, we gonna get y'all niggas, all this, whatever. Now, I started getting acclimated inside of this dorm, and I was there for like 2 months where they started telling me about a program that I can get into. And this program was like a welding or something type of program to help towards my court situation. When I go to court, they say that I completed some class or whatever, and they were dragging me before my court date. My court date was set off for like 4 to 6 months or whatever. So I'm doing whatever I can to build my case so I can look straight, so I can get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? I never got in trouble in North Carolina before. I just went through there, I got bumped. You know what I'm saying? So I remember the day I was coming back. And this is why I say that these county jails is crazy, man. And I tell these stories so people can beware not to go to any county jail, prison, or chain gang. Because anything can happen anywhere, bro. Anywhere. It'd be like the same story. Some states is worse than other states, but the situations still take place on a constant basis. And the situation was when I was coming back in from this little vocational class or whatever, I saw the CO standing behind his desk or whatever, and he was talking to a group of bloods, and he was telling them to look at his screen so they can see the charges that some dude that he just put in my cell, what type of charges he had, and he's allowing them to do what they gonna do. And I'm standing there trying to wait for him to sign me back in, and he's like, hold on just a minute, hold on. And he's saying whatever, they kind of like tilted his screen so they can look and they reading or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, hell. And I see them getting all amped about this situation. They rallying each other up, like, yeah, we're gonna do this to him, we're gonna do that to him or whatever. And I'm standing there, I'm looking, I was like, yo, that CO dirty as hell for that. You know what I'm saying? But I know that's a thing. When people come in with these certain type of charges, it's not respected nowhere. And the first ones to receive information about you is going to be the COs. And it's up to them to be like, yo, do you want to catch PC? Or you want to come to General Pop? And then they're going to pop on you. Like, your charges is not good. Like, they can inform you this information, but it's up to you to take accountability of your own safety while you're in these confinements. You know what I'm saying? And he not know. He comes into the dorm. He goes into my cell. And when I'm about to walk towards my cell before he signed me in, the officer said, hey, White, come in, man, come here. He's like, let me sign you in real quick. Don't go to your cell. He's like, not just yet. Like, he started talking quiet once I got close to him. He's like, not just yet, man. Just hold on, man. Just let this dude get up out your cell real quick. I was like, who? He was like, you gonna see, boom. And as soon as he said that, they in my cell beating the brakes off of buddy that's in there. You know what I'm saying? That he was a white individual that came into that cell, and he let all these little wild young boys, it was like 12 of them, run up in my cell Why he got me standing there, and I'm looking like yo, this is crazy. But this is a mind my business type of situation. The officer is even in on this. You know what I'm saying? So I sit back and I watch just shadows inside of my cell moving around, just swinging and swinging and swinging. This man is calling for the CO, officer. Boom, boom, boom. They beating him. I'm talking about, and they beat him for like a good 6 minutes in there. That's enough to lump your whole life up. And that's just how he came out the cell. They dragged him out the cell. And he sitting there still trying to move around and everything. But this dude I'm talking about, the hill had eyes. Like, this dude had knots, bumps, lumps, and everything on him, man. I'm talking about, I don't know what he looked like when he went in. But when he came out, half of his face was swollen unproportionately. Like, sitting out like this. Right, but it was big, eye closed, and like he did it in his head from them kicking him and everything like that. His lips were swollen. Like, he was looking crazy, bro. He was looking crazy, and I think they broke his wrist, you know what I'm saying, and his arm, because how his whole set, how he had his set, it was like, and he said if they get drugged, and I'm talking about, he was looking crazy, bro. I mean, like, they did some damage to where once it heal up, he's still gonna have some things that's gonna be disproportionate, you know what I'm saying, and out of line when it comes to the definition of his face. And with his broken wrist and arm, he was out of commission. And then after they drug him out and brought him towards the middle of the floor, then the officer called the code, telling them, yo, y'all go back to your cell, go back to your cell. And they scattering out the way, and then when the people come running in, they only see this dude standing here and me. They tell me to get on the floor. They be like, nah, he just came in from school or whatever. And they telling me to hit the wall. They get this dude, you know what I'm saying, some medical attention or whatever, standing around. They calling, who did this? What's going on? Who had a problem with this man? Nobody's saying nothing. Nothing at all. And this was like kind of my introduction to Durham, North Carolina, you know what I'm saying, and Durham County Jail, Little New York. It was gang infested, and a lot of like Crips out of Raleigh, North Carolina, and I connected with them once I got released. That's a whole nother story or whatever like that. But man, I was just thinking about, I need to start tapping into the different states that I actually did time at, the situations that transpired there, and to know I made a lot of mistakes in my run. I think that's why I'm solidifying my life as of now, because there's no better time than the present to make some changes and bring forth some type of awareness of what's going on inside of these facilities, because it's very dangerous. You can lose your life at any given time, man. It's not fair when the COs will also play like they're the inmates as well, or start thinking like one, not using their job description, you know what I'm saying, as in the forefront. They thinking like convicts and setting things up so you can get eaten, you know what I'm saying? And they did eat on that man. And yeah, man, I made life very, very tough for myself, and I'm just asking y'all, please give yourself a chance. Make some wise decisions for yourself, so you don't have to fall into any type of story subject line that I speak about on any level, because a lot of people do not make it out of these situations, y'all. I'm just asking you, please don't do nothing stupid outside in these streets and find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. Peace, y'all. Yo, what's up, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? This is your boy, Big Miz from the zoo. I'm back with another story for y'all. And this situation takes place in actually in Philadelphia, PA, and this was like back in 2001. So I'm bringing y'all back, and I was really off the chain at this time. I was real lawless about do anything outside in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I did not care. I felt like I had no rules, no guidelines to how I was moving. I didn't have the proper etiquettes in life or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I moved off of impulse and what you would call a live wire. I was definitely that. And I would take trips out to PA or to Philly, period, and be doing robberies. And I got caught this time. And I was on a very well-known street inside of Philadelphia, like right in the downtown area called South Street. And I found me a victim. I robbed them, grabbed their money, dipped off. You know what I'm saying? Only for undercover cops to be all over the place. I did not know that they were set up like that. They running behind me, and I'm running through streets, through alleyways and everything. Then got to another street, I think it was called Spring Street. And they surrounded me, apprehended me, put me in this little paddy wagon, this van, locked me up, and sent me off to jail. I went through CF, I went through the roundhouse, or it could have been the roundhouse, then CF, but eventually they put me on State Road and HOC, the House of Corrections. And this old looking building was like a dome. It looked like a dome where gladiators would come to fight at. That's exactly what it looked to me. And it had like tiers going around, and gates surrounding the tiers or whatever. And it looked like a very old building. And when they put me into my dorm upstairs or whatever, to the tier upstairs, when you come into the dorm, it looks just like how the thumbnail looked. You can look through the whole dorm, but don't see no cells. Like, this threw me off. Like, I'm looking like, yo, where is the rest of the dudes that's locked down with me? Where they at? But you have to go deep into the dorm. You get to the cells, and you have this latch. Then you open the cell door. It's bars, like thin metal bars or whatever. You open the cell door, and then you walk down into the cell. And these dungeon style cells was diabolical, bro. You know what I'm saying? There was always issues with the water, always mice or rats running from cell to cell. Like when we sleep and they running from cell to cell, stuff like that. I'm trying to give y'all a vision of how it looks. And if I come up my steps and look, I could look over right into the next cell over to me. But they have them thin metal bars over on their joints too. And the turnkey, that's what they call them, the officers, the turnkey can walk up and down it and just look down inside our cells or whatever. But this one day, I remembered this situation that I'm about to speak about because I was just on TikTok Live and listening to a gentleman that I might bring to the platform to tell some stories. He spoke about a situation and it sparked my brain on something that was similar to it that I witnessed. Now, it was a lot of Muslims. If y'all know, you know, like Philadelphia jails, Muslims run those jails. Without a doubt. Those are the people that you'll be making a very, very stupid mistake if you trying to steal from them, you're trying to start a fight, or you want to think that you're going to unalive a Muslim in the PA jails. It ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? Or they going to retaliate so smooth, it ain't going to make no sense. You know what I'm saying? But in this situation, on this tier, it was a lot of Latin kings and a lot of Muslims, way more Muslims than Latin Kings, but the Latin Kings were deep in there too. It was like 20 of them. Yeah, maybe 20, 22, 23 of them, something like that, around that ballpark figure. And the Muslims, they were way deeper, like 40 of them, or whatever like that. But there was one young dude that came into our tier. Since he was a city boy, you know what I'm saying? And he was from Philly anyway, so he always saying, "Op," you know what I'm saying? Allah be my Shaheed, you know what I'm saying? They talking like that anyway, you know what I'm saying? With the Stafford laws and things of that nature. He was already speaking like that, and he was good with the Muslims, you know what I'm saying? I guess his was Muslim, so it kind of like fell in line. He was riding with the ops or whatever like that, but this dude, he was stealing in the dorm. He was stealing in the dorm, and he got caught. He got caught by a Latin king, and they all went to draw down on this man. Like, they got him in the back, like, ready to pour old boy out, ready to poke him up all crazy. And I back there, still in the back, still pop like, nah, F that. You know what I'm saying? My ox right here, we can do this, we can sling iron all day. Like, this is how he kicking it. And some brothers is getting up and getting out their cell, coming. This is early morning. They looking to see what's going on. And they have their main dude, their main Latin king dude. He's standing there and he's speaking in Spanish, and somebody beside him is translating for him, saying that he needs to talk to the imam, because if you're a Muslim, it's going to be a certain way we're going to have to go about this. And I was standing there and I was like, so they're not just going to pour him out, they're going to speak to the imam and try to get some straightening. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really, really inquisitive. I want to see what's about to take place. And at this time, I wasn't even Muslim. I was a whole savage in the streets. So I'm standing there. I'm just there for all the, you know what I'm saying? Anything that's possibly about to take place, I'm there just to watch it and see it go down. And they went and got the imam. The dude that's over the Latin Kings is talking, you know what I'm saying, through his translator, telling the imam that his brother stole. He stole a lot of items, you know what I'm saying, like $30 worth of food or whatever from one of his brothers, and something has to happen, and he's saying that he needs to be violated, and they need to watch, and they need to violate him too, to show him stealing is not tolerated on either side for any reason possible. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to happen. Or they can just go to war. And the imam walks off. He walks over to the assistant imam and one of the guys from the Citra team. And they walk off. The Citra team is the security. You know what I'm saying? But they walk off and they talk for a minute. And then they call the brother Link. They call him into a cell. And then their imam started calling some of the Latin kings and had them stand in front of the cell. And then he started calling more the Citra team, and then they went in to the cell and started giving this brother lashes, right? Wayne, I'm talking about, they gave him probably like 100 lashes with him. Wow, wow, wow. And the Latin kings they just sitting there looking. They looking mad, you know what I'm saying? Looking at them, then they looking at the other brothers that's standing around, the Muslims that's standing around, and like at any given time, this can pop off, because the Muslims are standing there like, yo, we really don't like what's going on, like either way, but they know that they had to do something to show that they're not with all that stealing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they whipping the brother, and then after they were done, like Aleem comes out, he like this holding his body. And the brother was like, yo, you good? I apologize to them. He was like, it's bad. I was about just at the third. But the Latin king leader started translating through somebody again. You know what I'm saying? Getting translated through somebody. And they're like, so we have something set up for him too. And they went off and started talking or whatever. And maybe like, I'm gonna say like 7 minutes later,
they coming back and they telling everybody to clear that walkway that you see in the thumbnail, that whole hall. They said clear that. You can stand in your post by your door, but no further than that. You know what I'm saying? Don't come walking and being in that area. And this is the reason why they had a lady go to the back of the dorm, all the way to the back of the dorm, right? And when they say go, he had to run down that long tier while Latin Kings are coming out of the cut, out of these doorways and hitting him with locks in the sock, batteries with in the sock, you know what I'm saying, and little pipes. They had all different type of weapons, and he's running down there and getting hit, pow, I'm talking about from all corners, and he had to run past at least like, I'm gonna say 70 cells or something like that. And you had some of the brothers standing there like looking hurt, you know what I'm saying, looking real disturbed, real hurt, watching this brother run through. Can you imagine having to put your back against a wall because of something that you did though, and now you gotta run and don't know where these swings are coming from, whether they're coming low, hitting you on your kneecaps with locks, hitting you on your chest, your mouth, the back of your head, but you got to keep on running, because if you slow up, then they'll all be over you then. And this brother was running, and I remember when like 3 people kind of hit him at once. It was like from the back of the head, the front, he tried to block it, they hit him in the stomach, then they hit him again, and when he started running, he was like limping, and I noticed that it was feces coming down his pants leg, like leaving a trail of little voodoo balls, you know what I'm saying? Leaving a trail like he a rabbit or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know y'all know what I'm talking about, how a rabbit jumps and be leaving these little pellets as he go. This how the brother Aline was coming. But he got big balls. He's running, trying to get away. And they made him leave the dorm after that. They made him leave the dorm after that. So I noticed this is how they seek justice in different states. There's different ways and different laws and guidelines. And I was telling myself, like, boy, I would never steal in this jail or get caught up with anything remotely like that, because I'm not trying to go through that. Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way. That couldn't happen. But I tell y'all these stories, you know what I'm saying, to see what I've seen, what I've gone through, my situations, you know what I'm saying, is all built by experience and watching things go down, man. Like, that's a terrible way to go out. Like, and for him, for Aleem, I know he thinks about that all the time. Yo, I stole and then I had to run through the dorm and just get mollywopped from all different directions. So I started knowing myself and leaving a trail of it, and then they made me leave the dorm. You know what I'm saying? And disgrace after that. Like, it's not a good look, man. That's why I ask y'all to please do something safe. Find something safe to do. Because in the streets, it's not it. It's not it. Because you're going to mess around, do something stupid, and find yourself in somebody's county in the chain gang. And then you'll be going down Sheets Creek yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking you to give yourself a chance. Stay away from that. It's your boy Big Miz from the zoo. I'm going, y'all. Peace. Yo, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? This your boy Big Miz from the zoo. And I'm back with another story, y'all. This situation right here takes place in Fulton County Jail, 901 Wright Street, one of the most savagest county jails in the United States. A very wild, very malicious, very wicked place, and a wild stop to go to if you get incarcerated in the city of Atlanta or that surrounding area, which is still in Fulton County. And when I was there, I'm pretty sure I was on the 5th floor. I'm thinking it was like 5 South 200.
I'm thinking it was 5 South 200. I'm not pretty sure, but I know I was on the 5th floor. And in my dorm, I had a group of individuals that would always play the phone. And at that time, everybody was fishing on the chat line off these wall phones. And it was 3 individuals that would play the wall real heavy and get people to do 3-way calls for them. They'd be always pressing up on you, saying, yo, let me get the 3 while you on your phone. And when you on your phone time and you looking at cats like what? You like, come on, bro. Like, you getting a lot of them, but these dudes is pressing up real hard. They did not care, and if you was in Atlanta at that time at Fulton County Jail, you already know exactly what I'm speaking about when it comes to people pressing up on you while you on the wall phone, trying to see if you can call their folks or whatever. And I noticed these 3 dudes. One was named, and I'm giving them names to hide their identity, but one was named Killer, the other one Maniac, and then it was Brad. Right? Killer, Maniac, and Brad. And Killer and Maniac, they were just coming into the prison, into the county jail, about to go to prison. And Brad was coming back from down the road, coming to serve some time or go to court and get sentenced and go back down the road. And looking at these individuals, Killer and Maniac, with these crazy names, all these tattoos all over them, you know what I'm saying, wild hair dudes, like messed up dreads and all that. And they was looking like they could be a problem. Brad, on the other hand, looked like a super nerd. Super nerd. You know what I'm saying? He had the Poindexter type of mustache pointed right here, just like they had in the Chain Gang. He had a low cut, bifocals, very small dude, probably like 5'4", maybe 135 pounds, 140 pounds. He looked like he was no problem at all. Somebody just to look over in this dorm of a whole bunch of people, like 80 people in this dorm, or 100 and something in this dorm, and you can look smooth over him. But I think that was a mistake that was made later on. But let's get into it, man. This individual comes into our dorm. This white dude, I'm gonna call him Snow. He came into the dorm, and as soon as he came in, he went and put his stuff in the room real quick. You can tell he didn't pack his stuff, he just threw his stuff in the room. He hurried up to that wall phone, got on the phone that was empty, and he on it. While everybody's sitting up there watching TV, he's on the phone, he's talking, but he keeps hanging up and getting back on the phone. So people start looking over there, because noticing he's using the phone constantly, so he must got some money on the phone. And I know that's what everybody was thinking, because I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't need his assistance. I had my own phone time, my own people to call or whatever. But I noticed that Killer had picked up on the situation, and he was looking over there, and he keep looking at the TV, and he looking over the dude talking, and he started talking, and he acted like yeah, but he was talking low, saying like, you see old boy on the phone. Snow was riding out. You can tell that he was feeling uncomfortable because he keeps looking around, he's holding the phone, and he's talking. Like, he's trying to get out. He's trying to get his old belt out or whatever like that. And I'm pretty sure they said that he was from like a country town in Georgia. And he got stopped and got caught with something, and he got locked up at Fulton County Jail. Wrong stop to come to. Definitely wrong stop to come to. But these 2 dudes, they go over there, they walk up on this boy, and they standing near him, like, kind of like walking like this, going past him or whatever. And then Killer came up to him like, yo, hey, Flo, three-way. And the white dude's like, huh? 3? Oh, man, I wish I could, man. I wish I could, man, but I can't right now. Like, hold on. I asked my wife in a minute. Hold on. I'm trying to get belt out, man. So he turned his back on him, and he keeps talking on the phone. Killer didn't like that, right? He's standing there, he looking at him, he's like, yo, fool. And he tapping him, like, really all in this man's business and everything. Like, straight violating. I don't think he would have did that to anybody else, even though he would try who he can try. So he's trying this white dude, you know what I'm saying? And let me show you what this white guy kind of looked like. He was maybe like 5'8", maybe 150 pounds. He was still skinny too, you know what I'm saying? Real red,
type of dude. You can tell he get real red. He was red in the face when he turned around to speak to him. You know what I'm saying? So he's looking again at Killer. And he's probably looking at getting a little intimidated. He's telling him like man, I'm trying to bail out. Like, please, man, I'm just trying to bail out. I'm trying to get up out of here. I'll see if my wife will try to give you a two-way or a three-way call. Like, I'll try. All right, man. So he turns back around and he kind of like huddling now and talking. This dude, maniac, walks past, bumps him. Killer sitting there looking at him all crazy with the mean face and everything. And now you got this white guy sitting up there looking petrified, like he's talking to his girl, and you can tell his leg is shaking and everything. Now he's talking, but all of this was going on. I could tell that people are looking, they're going from the TV, looking at the TV and looking over there because they know that these are straight starters. You know what I'm saying? Killer and Maniac are straight starters. So you know that they're brewing something. Now, while the dude is on the phone, he's speaking, and then he kind of started like having like a disagreement or something, or maybe his wife is saying it's going to take a minute or whatever like that, but he's like, I don't want to be here, man. Like, you see guys are coming up asking for some three-ways calling and stuff like that. I don't want to call nobody for nothing. I don't want to do anything. I just want to get out of here. I want to get away from all these people. And whoever he was talking to must have hung up on him because he's like this, and he's like, oh, goddamn, boom. And he slammed the phone down. And Killer and Maniac is by this cell downstairs. And they standing there. And they tell my homeboy to come here. And the guy's like, what's up, man? Like, what's up? And by the looks of it, you can tell, like, he wasn't going for nothing strange. Like, he wasn't going. He asked him, like, yo, what's up? What you need? And they're like, yo, come over here. So I'm thinking, like, yo, they about to jump him, or they about to try to extort him for this phone time or something, try to scare him up or whatever, with that boo game stuff, like, whatever. Like, so I turned my back, I started watching TV more. They get this guy towards the door, and they pull him inside of this cell, man. They didn't know that situation was going to flip for them. They pull this man in the cell, and you hear the scuffling, the boom, 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 boom. Like how it sounds in these Fulton County cells. It sounds real different. You know what I'm saying? You hear them. Boom, 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 boom. And the whole time this situation is going on, man, Snow, that white boy, was tearing them niggas up in there, both of them. He was tearing both of them up in there. And they didn't even want to come out the cell, but they getting whipped by the white boy. He turned around, boom, 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 and would put us up on game. Somebody walked past the door to look in, and they was like, yo, come here. Everybody running over there because they thinking they about to see this white dude get jumped and humiliated. White dude got one of them on the ground. Killer is on the ground. Look like he's knocked out. And he's holding Maniac, hitting him, boom, 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 holding him by his dreads, hitting him, boom, boom. He's like, you had enough, huh, you suckers, you had enough. Pounding, boom, boom, boom. I'm talking about, yo, putting Coogee colors all on this man's face, just beating him, boom, boom, putting all different type designs. Bang, bow, punching. Yo, when I looked at that cell, I was like, yo, wow. Killer and Maniac, soft as I don't know what. They went tissue in there. I'm talking about they getting ripped all apart in there. I done walked off or whatever. And the white guy comes out the cell. He's mad. He's talking crazy. Then he just goes into the cell. He slams the door. Then his roommate going there. I guess he's talking to him or whatever and saying like what happened with him. You know what I'm saying? Yo, these two dudes come out. Boom, like probably like 8 minutes later, he probably done got Killer up off the ground or whatever. They coming out, doing all these handshakes. I'm like, yo, if these things ain't some front, I'm talking about, yo, we just watch y'all get beaten in. What is y'all coming out, dapping each other, piecing each other up? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't do nothing. Now they going upstairs
towards the homeboy Brad's room. And the one that looks like a straight nerd, they go into Brad's room. And they in there for like, maybe like 2.5, 3 hours. Why did Snow think it was a good idea while he's waiting to get built out? He went to go take a shower. Now, when he went in there, you had Killer and Maniac back on the bottom floor, standing there, and they got cuts and everything on them, looking crazy. I don't know what they standing there talking, and they watched homeboy go into the shower, and they running up the stairs to Brad's room. They go up in there, right? And only Brad came back out. The other two stayed in the cell. Only this little skinny, small, little bifocal glasses wearing dude comes out. Coming down, and you know they got the sets, like the tops and the bottoms that's loose from each other. When he's coming down the steps, you can see a tool on the side of him. He's coming down the steps looking real normal, just walking. He walked towards the door. He came into the red zone. They have a red zone at the door. You know what I'm saying? Where you can look out of the dorm to see what the officers is doing. If you look up, that's where the officers booth at. He looks up. He must not have saw no one. He goes towards the shower. Yo, when he go and pull that shower back, he jumps into the shower, man. And I think maybe he served him like a 40 piece. Bow, 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 bow. I'm talking about, and the man can't do too much dodging in this little tight space. And what you can call, he's standing there. Brad got his foot right on at the ledge of this thing and got this long jamming. He's swinging, just hitting dude, and he left this man so bloody and poured out inside of this shower. And when he walked off, he had a little towel on his side too. He did like this, wiping off his banger. So going right back up the steps. He was looking at everybody, went back up the steps, and he said something like, man, they need to hurry up, send me back to the chain gang. It's lame as hell here, man. It's lame in here. He went into the cell, boom. And everybody started running over to the shower, and they was looking at this man, yo, while he was pleading for help trying to climb out of there. And honestly, people helped him. People helped him. They picked him up by his arms and his legs and like ran and put him inside the red zone. And then they ran to his cell. His roommate ran to his cell, got his mat, slid it out there, and then they put him on top of that and just left him there, though. Left him there. This was just a thought, and I remember about how cats can have these names. They're trying to keep people off from Killer and Maniac. And the whole shooter the whole time was Brad's ass. The bifocal wearing little dude that you'll look over, he was the actual killer in that whole situation. And he didn't care, not one bit. He did it like it was nothing. Well, two dudes went against this one dude, Snow, and got the beats on him. I tell y'all these stories so you can know that you don't know where your adversity can come from. You don't know what it looks like, what shape and form that it can come to you in when you're in these situations where you find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. That's why I ask y'all, please, stay out the way. Stay out the way, find something safe to do. Because you can find yourself easily in these type of situations and you won't know where it's coming from. And Brad to be on your ass. Brad, bro. Peace. Like that, a couple zooms and whams here and there and all that. I'm saying him coming through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, alright, so he's sitting up there, he eating on his grub. Like, soon as he get it, he's devouring it. And probably like 2 or 3 days, he handing stuff out. People coming up to the cell knocking. Yo, Miz, let me speak to your celly real quick. Having him step out and everything. Then he going into his box, giving stuff away. And I remember telling him like, yo, good move, bro. You don't want to be known as the dude that go to the store and as soon as he come back on the block, anybody can come to you and get your food. I mean, your time ain't gonna go that well. They gonna jail off you like that, man. He was like, no, it's all good, man. Like, I'm gonna show the people some love, man. I'm gonna show the people some love. And I was like, alright, show some love then. I mean, just don't have too many people coming knocking on this cell about too much, and not let them catch you on the walk or something. You know what I'm saying? Downstairs on the tier or something, like, don't have them keep coming to the cell. Like, I don't want a whole bunch of these little goofy dudes coming to the cell thinking that they coming to this cell to get a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I just wasn't feeling that. But after some weeks go by, he's still in the cell, we still kicking it, and he's giving me all this. His family got this type of real estate. They doing this, they doing that, but really nothing about himself, but what his family is doing, and that's why he's so good. So I'm like, I can respect that. Now I started getting a little bit of visits and stuff like that, so I started getting some money orders in too. So now I'm up and he up. But he went to court about something. He came back real distraught. And coming in, he ruffling his hair. He doing this. He's sitting there just looking all crazy. I'm like, yo, what's going on, bro? What happened in court? You good? Is you going? Like, what's? He's like, nah, man. He's like, man, my people are bugging, man. They're talking about just letting me go then and turning their back on me, like, because they see that I said that I was guilty for doing something with my wife, man. Like, he was like, man, I don't know what's gonna happen. And I was like, like, I know I never asked you or whatever, but what's going on? And he started telling me, like, basically, he kind of was going through his wife's personal stuff, her phone and everything, and saw something that can seem like she was having some type of affair at work, and he addressed her about it, and then he started, like, basically accusing her when she wasn't answering him properly. He goes to start ripping her clothes up, putting that all on the yard, and telling her that she had to go. Now, this was a joint household between the both of them, and his girlfriend or his wife at the time, people was paying more than he was, or his family was paying. So, I guess the cops were called, and they trying to tell him, like, in this situation, it's better for you to pack your stuff and go ahead. And he did it. He said he left with no problems. He didn't say nothing. He packed a little duffel bag and he left. But only to circle back and be inside the shed in the back of the house. And he said one night, like, it got too cold. And he was like, yo, he know that a window is open. He know where the window is at. He went in there and he fell asleep on the couch while his wife was in the room. And when she came out, I guess to go to the bathroom or something like that, to get dressed for work, she saw him. They started arguing, and then they commenced to started fighting. And he hit her a couple times, and now he's locked up. He's here with me. And his family didn't know that part of him hitting her, and they wasn't going for that in court. They was telling him, like, we're not sending nothing to you. We thought that you did the right thing, that you caught her cheating, and you was trying to get her out, because they was all for that and nothing else. So I was like, so what you gonna do? Like, he's like, my family should be coming up in probably like an hour or something. I know they're gonna be all on me, but I'm gonna explain to them what happened. I was like, all right, no doubt. Hour went past, 2 hours went past, 5 hours went past, no family. A week went past, no visit. So now, when store day come, since he wanted to do all this big heavy spending, he's sitting there with a very low balance. I think he had like 3 and some change, like $3 and some change.
And he went and grabbed him a couple of envelopes, you know what I'm saying, and a stamp and a pen to write his family to see what was going on. And I came in with the motherboard. And now he's sending mail out or whatever, trying to get a response back. And I'm chilling, like I offered them some food or whatever. And I kept it funky, something that he did not do. But he started telling me, like, that when he was going down to the phone, when we come out, you know what I'm saying, for break, we going out to go work out. He on the phone, it looked like he's calling and talking to people, I don't know. I mean, he got the phone like this, and his mouth is moving. So he's now back in the cell with me, saying that his people is back on board. He about to get like $250 or whatever. He wanted some food from me, and he wanted to get a certain amount to clear him through the week, and then he'll give it back on store day with a little bit of interest. I thought about it, and I was like, man, like he said, his family got all this little bread. He kept it real about them turning their back, so why would he lie about them coming back on in? So I go, I give him some. I give him like $22 worth of stuff or whatever. The next day, they call out for rec. Like we going to the gym, play basketball and work out and stuff like that there. I go ahead and go that way. You know what I'm saying? Because I needed to do some exercise anyway. And at that time, I was getting my weight up. So I go and step out. I leave. Yo, when I come back from rec, coming to the cell, automatically I see his bed gone. You know what I'm saying? All his property, shower shoes, all that gone. I'm like, yo, hold up, boom. I go to the office, like, yo. And I was like, yo, where's my celly? Where you going? I'm like, I don't know. So I'm going to the booth, like it's a window upstairs on the top row where I can just tap on the booth. I'm tapped because I see yo that I know. I'm like, yo, what's up? I'm like, yo, Briggs, like, where's my celly at? He was like, oh man, he wrote something, and the sergeant came and took him and put him over in E. I was like, E. So I was like, hold up, this little cat done caught out. So I waited until chow time where we can be standing in line and look over towards E building, and guess who's at the window? This dude. And he looking around or whatever, and I'm banging on the window, boom, 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 boom. He's still looking around doing this like he don't hear it. And I got somebody over there, a couple people over there, my man Cricket and my man LG. And I'm like this, like getting their attention. They look, like, what's up, what's good, what's up? I was like, dude, right there. He like, him? So they come to now, he want to look over. And I was like, yeah. He started walking on. I was like, he owed me money. He ran off. He owed me money. He ran off. He was like, yo. I was like, yeah. He was like, I got you. Boom. I was like, no doubt. When we coming back out of chow, I look over there. I hear them calling the code. Boom, 10-10, something is going on over in E building. Boy, they done put the thumpers on Lil. You know what I'm saying? So he had to wear that. I was like, all right, good looking. I was like, Shakran, boom. I dip off. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens when you try to run off and then you're in a closely knitted situation. I know everybody there at this jail. Don't try to run off on this. Don't do that. Don't think I don't know somebody, man. That was like a lesson learned for this dude. But we about to get into my next selling that came through. More. Bro, when more came through, you know what I'm saying? It looked like his jumper was sitting on hangers. This is how broad his shoulders was and how skinny he was. He came to the cell like sideways, bone, real skinny. He's coming into the cell and he just dropped everything there. You're like, this heavy mat, man. Can you help me put this mat? I was like, man, like, open the door and try to put me to work from the door. I was like, man, come on. Boom, get the mat, throw it up there. Like, it was nothing to me. Young, throw it up there. And he's like, man. He was like, man, how's it going here, man? Is it chow time already? I was like, oh, nah, why? What's going on? He was like, man, cause I got to use the shit. I was like, oh boy, this is one of these situations. I was like, what's going on, bro? What did you hear? Like, why you locked up, bro? And he commenced to start telling me that it was about DV, domestic violence. Now, a lot of people come in county jails all over the United States for DV, domestic violence, get into situations with your significant other, a loved one, a father, a brother, you know what I'm saying, sister, whatever, aunts, even mothers and stuff like that. And this dude said he had a couple times that he had dealt with this situation with this same woman, but he loves her a lot. But her issues, and she's provoking. Her mouth is very provoking, and he can't hold back. Like after he goes and trashes other things, now he going in the room and trashing her. You know what I'm saying? And it got to the point where it's not no more just holding her down or mushing her or like slamming her onto the bed or whatever, like to get his anger, like to calm down a little bit and he can go and walk off and go to the bar. He said a situation happened where she started speaking about somebody that passed away in his life or whatever, his ex-wife, and she was saying stuff about this situation and feeling that he shouldn't like bring her up in the household, and he was basically telling him like wherever she's at, let her stay there and don't bring her into this home. Let her stay in the cemetery that she's at. Let her rest in peace, please. Stop bringing up her name. And he said he got so hot, he automatically grabbed her boots, started like shaking her and stuff like that. She got scared. She's clawing at him. And he said once he felt like the burn from her nails on his face, he started to wrong move. That'll do right there. He saw the damage that he did, and he left her on the ground inside the living room, and he ran out, jumped in his car, peeled wheels. Later to come back from the bar and see no cars there, no nothing but hers, but no like police, nothing like that, nothing to alarm. So he pulls up. Then once he got out of that car, freeze, lay down, you such and such, boom, got him. And now he's here with me. And I noticed that this dude would not do nothing. He would not get up and go into the shower area. You know what I'm saying? I caught him a couple of times when coming from Breck. He got the block up on the door. He's in there bird bathing and stuff like that, so he's not smelling, but he's not going into the shower to take a shower. He'll be sitting there writing for a very long time, writing. And like usually I'll be off that table doing push-ups. He was kind of messing with my rec inside the cell or whatever. But it was neither here nor there. I'll wait till he get off the floor, then I'm controlling the whole floor because I got the bottom bunk. So I'm controlling that floor regardless. So that wasn't a thing. But I noticed that breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'm always telling this dude, like, yo, what's up? Come on, man. It's child time, bro. And then after a couple of days, I just started saying to him, like, throughout the day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'm like, yo, sleep late, lose weight, bro. Boom, I'm out the door. Lunchtime, yo, you getting up? Nah, man, sleep late, lose weight, bro. Boom, I'm gone. Dinner time. Yo, it's dinner time, man. You missed breakfast and lunch. What you doing? Oh, man, I can't. Man, sleep late. You gonna lose some weight, man. I walk out. I don't know how he did it. He already came into the cell maybe looking like 112 pounds, like 5'11", very skinny neck, very skinny arms and shoulders, very, very skinny. Yo, it got to the point that he was almost like a month and some change in, going off of water, he would ask for a piece of lining of my bread if I'm holding back a pack out or whatever. But this man is not eating. And then I started getting asked by CEOs like, yo, what's up with your celly? Like, what's going on when he not coming to chow? We marking it off or whatever. And I was like, I don't know, bro. I remember the day that they called him for visitation. And he was like, oh man, this can be Crystal, man. And he went to roll out to get out of the bed. And when he like went to like bring himself down, he just dropped on the ground, boom, like bones, boom. He just fell there. He was like, oh man, I need help up, man. He had no energy, no strength to stand up or nothing. All I could do was start knocking on the door to get some type of assistance. And when they started calling for him in a loudspeaker inside of our cell, telling him, come on, get ready, is an officer coming down. I told him, yo, you're gonna have to stay right there until this officer come to bring you to visitation. And they gonna have to take you to medical or something, bro. And if shit don't stink, the officer came, he looked in, he opened it in the cell, man laying there, he wondered what the heck is wrong. He was like, what's going on? You can't get up? He's like, come on. He was like, you got to visit. And the guy was telling him he hasn't been eating. And now this is his disposition. He's weak as I don't know what. He can't do nothing. And he done lost almost like 17 pounds in that joint, that quick. This man was pushing 100 pounds, pushing. Can't even hold that weight, has no strength or nothing, man. And I watched how he, like, unconditioned himself. Sat there, did not eat, no nutrition, no strength, no nothing. Over domestic violence and being sick of, I guess, what he did. And this was his result. I watched this man sink in, face, body. I saw his rib cages real good. Like, he really looked like a skeleton. And they're like, and these situations is serious. They're situational, but they're real serious, man. You can meet individuals like the first one that came in doing all this lip profession, and then if he gets into a situation, he's running. But you can't run that far in jail. And then individuals that come in with the DV and these domestic violence charges, and some people really regret what they do, and then it becomes harmful to them, where they neglect their health, sitting there sick inside of these cells, man, and can't even do nothing for yourself. He couldn't even get to visitation to tell her he was sorry. He tried to recompense and bring some type of reconciliation to the situation so he can get off. Man, dude stayed in the infirmary. He still was bucking on eating and stuff like that, and like he had a hard time in jail. When he got released, I heard he went straight to another hospital or whatever, and they was trying to get him back right so he can be able to walk, have strength to walk and stuff like that, man. I'm just telling y'all, I tell y'all these stories basically to let you know it's real. You can come into jail in any type of way. Like, you don't know how you're gonna land yourself there, what's gonna take place, but just know that you can give yourself a chance. Think before you do something. Know these situations can get a little bit more serious once you get behind bars, and then you're gonna have to fight to try to get out of that situation. So please find something safe to do. Find a hobby, a career to follow, a job with some benefits or something like that. Or if you know how to do content creating, come on these platforms and do what you gotta do and be transparent, and people will understand your story. But don't go outside and do something stupid outside in the streets and find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. It's your boy Big Miz from the zoo. Sleep late, lose weight, boy.
Who ran the phone? Who had the big slot? Yo, we about to get into some Red Room videos, y'all. We about to get into some Red Room videos. Let's see what's going on. Hold up, y'all.
Yo, yo, what's up? What's up? What's going on, y'all? What's going on? This is yo. What's up? What's going on? What's going on, y'all?
Alright, we about to jump into this real quick. See what's going on. Here with the Red Room. Let's go.
Yo, what's going on, YouTube world and TikTok world? This is your boy, Big Miz from the zoo, and I'm back with another story. But as y'all can see, like my whole area, the whole environment is a little different because I'm going to be telling some stories from the Red Room. And these stories right here is going to be more of the situations where I talk about unalivings of good people that I came across. And this individual right here, man, was actually a good person. This dude was a very, very good person. And this story is about how the YNs unalived chain gang pops over his commissary. Now, I'm gonna put you in the mind of chain gang pops, man. This dude, he was a really laid back individual. He already had been down maybe like 17 years before I even got to the chain gang. He was already set in his ways. He liked to help people. He did not argue with none of the officers. He didn't get into any trouble. I guess he had already played his games already, kind of like back in the day. So he was kind of settled. He knew his routine. He knew his diet and everything. He always is reading and helping people when they go to the law library. He'll actually even get a ticket to go out with you, or call out to go out with you and help you find your cases and stuff like that, and explain to you the jargon so you'll know exactly where you need to go. He'll put you in the right direction. Now, it was a day like before store day. He was actually walking around like the day before store day, and he was just paying attention. He wasn't saying nothing because he's not the type of person, but he was paying attention to who didn't have things and who did. You know what I'm saying? And he was noticing quite a few people wasn't getting store called. They was hurting, and that's the reality of a lot of people inside of the chain gang. Like people burn their bridges or their attacks that they did be so messed up, but from back in the day or whatever, and now they're just stuck in jail when nobody holding them down by any means. And he was helping people. He liked to pull up on the young boys when he see them about to get into some trouble and kind of like give them some proper nasiha. And what I mean by nasiha is like information, you know what I'm saying? Tell them some knowledge and just let them know that, yo, it's going to be all right. This is the way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? Or if they got written up, he's telling them something from the SOP guidelines so they can get out of that trouble, so they won't mess up their TPMs, their temporary parole months, so they can get out of jail and go live their lives. Now, the next day was store day, and they was calling us out to go to the store. And I noticed that he was already at the door with 2 net bags, like he usually had, 2 net bags with nothing in it, because he about to go fill them boys up. And as soon as the lady is like, yo, come on, y'all can go to the store, he's out the door. He's shooting down the wall so he can be early in the line or whatever. Now, me and my celly go out there, and we're a couple steps behind him, but we getting up there. But now he's in a line. He's like 5th in line, and we're like 10th or 11th inside that line. And as we're getting closer up to go get our store call, he's now receiving his, and he's laughing with the store lady. He's saying, hey, sweetie, no, it's fine. Like, how you doing? And stuff like that. And all that, saying he's doing good. He's asking how our kids is and all that. Now he's then got his stuff. He done moves to the side, and he's moving his stuff around because some of the stuff he's going to give out once he goes to the dorm. I already know that. You know what I'm saying? And some of the stuff he's taking straight into his cell. You know what I'm saying? For his personal eating and stuff like that, as how he stretches it from week to week. Now, when we was coming past, going to the store, I saw some young blood members, some real young boys that just got to the jail, Valdosta State Prison, and they're walking on the walk, and they look a real suspect, look a real shot out. A whole bunch of little young boys, probably like 20,
to 24, and it was 4 of them, you know what I'm saying, on the walk. And they were just looking like they was up to no good. Now, Chain Gang Pops, he done started walking off. He walking, he saying hello to everybody. Some officers walk past, he said hello to them. And he's getting down there. Now, once he gets towards these individuals, me and my cellie had just got our stuff. I was waiting for him to get his stuff, and I was like, yo, come on, man. Let's hurry up to the door and see what's going on. Put this stuff up. That's what we'll Bombay or whatever. He was like, all right, no doubt, let's go. Now, we walking, and then my cellie just stops in his tracks. I was like, what's up? He's like, yo, look, bro. So I'm looking, and I see the 4 individuals. They split into 2. Was 2 went behind him, and he's walking past them. He nodded his head. He must have said hello to them. But one of them goes and grabs his bag by the old man's trying to go this way, then grabs his bag, pulls him back and everything. He's an older gentleman, a very older gentleman. So now he's playing tug of war with this one young boy. The young boy pulls out a blade and he's cutting the bag to try for all his stuff to drop. You know what I'm saying? They'll pick it up and then they'll keep messing with him. Now he's tugging with them, he's ripping the bag, and the other cats that was in front of him now is now, he got his back towards them, and they pull out. Yo, man, these dudes pull out the longest, sharpest looking tools, like some bone rods and some bone crushes. These things look bone sharp, bro. Like, they don't even supposed to have these tools. How you just got down here and you got these tools, man? I'm talking about, yo, they started digging, and Chain Gang Pops hit him good, boom. One take back, the other one going boom. One going back, the other one going down. He's trying to turn around and trying to block with them. And the dudes on the other side is doing the same thing. They jumping in, backing up, jumping in, backing up. Chain Gang Pops is getting attacked from all areas. He's damn near like 11 hooks in at this time, where my son was like, yo, come back. Now I'm sitting, I'm stuck because I'm looking, and my intrusive thoughts are saying, yo, go help him. But I know if I do this with this gang faction right here that's handling business with him, I know that it's going to be a problem, and so war going to pop off, all because of Chain Gang Pops, or I might not get that assistance because he's nothing that we are. You know what I'm saying? So I started moving back with my cellie, and my cellie's like, yo, he started talking loud in front of the officer that's in front of the commissary booth. You know what I'm saying? And the officer looks, and he starts running down there. Boom, he starts calling the code, saying 10. And then all these officers coming from all different directions, but they're coming from far. And you see these boys going crazy. Chain Gang Pops. Face shots, headshots. They going like this, trying to block it in his hands and everything. You sort of just fall on. There's so much coming from Chain Gang Pops. He's painting the sidewalk, man. And he was unalived and left on that sidewalk. They tried to help him out. They could not revive him or nothing, man. I think it was one of the saddest situations that I've saw, because he didn't deserve none of that of what happened. That's why I'm asking y'all, please stay out the way. Stay out of trouble. Stay out the way. Stay out of trouble. Don't do something stupid and find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or Chain Gang. Because Chain Gang Pops, he didn't deserve it, man. He didn't deserve none of that. And them young boys did him dirty, overly dirty. They overdid him, man. You know what I'm saying? That was a doggone shame, man. This your boy Big Miz from the Zoo. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like, I'm tired of talking about good dudes that lose their life over some suckers, doing some sucker shit. Word up, man. I'm going, y'all. Peace, y'all. Yo, what's up? What's going on? This is your boy Big Miz from the Zoo. And I'm back with another story. And yes, we are back in the red room. And this story right here is about an individual that you kind of see in every chain gang. You know what I'm saying? Damn near in every dorm. This individual name was Pug. And we started calling him Let Me Get a Soup, because he was like a Maytag, like a dude that goes around cleaning people's cells. He'll do odd jobs. He'll go
running to get hot water for your soup or for your coffee. He trying to sweep out your room, mop out your room, wipe it down, you know what I'm saying, clean it and everything. And he be always saying, let me get a soup. Or he'll invite a situation like, yo, you look tired, man. You look real tired, bro. I see how you leaning on the rail, man. You want me to come up there and knock out your room real quick before inspection? Let me get a soup. Like, this is how he was coming. And he would say that to everybody and anybody about anything. You know what I'm saying? And he'll always say, let me get a soup. And these type of individuals, when they come into the prison system, after they get sentenced, it's like they usually, like, their family will kind of like start distancing themselves from that individual, so they have no backing. They don't have people sending mail into them, you know what I'm saying, sending money orders in. You're not getting no packages, no visits, or none of that. So you're kind of like hustling off the land. And that's how this individual was. He didn't disrespect nobody. He tried to respect everybody because he wanted to work and do something for any and everybody. And I noticed that that was his daily thing. This is what he did. Like, for months that I was there, this is what he'll do. From the break of dawn, when he drinking his coffee and people coming out their cell, he looking like, man, you should let me press that, man. You know I'm up in the laundry now. You should let me press that. You need me to? Let me get a suit. Like, this is how he was coming. Now, there was some people moving around, coming into the different dorms or whatever, and I don't know exactly where he was coming from, but I know the dude that slid up in our dorm, they said that he was down for at least like 20 something years or whatever, and he was in the old chain gang, like Alto days and all that. And this was an older gentleman. He looked very fit for his age, though. If he was like 50 something, close to 60 years old, he looked very fit. He was very, like 6'5", you know what I'm saying, slender built. He looked muscular, toned up and everything. Had a butt naked face. Like, he even shaved his mustache, everything off. He just butt naked face. Looked at kind of weird a little bit. I'm gonna say that, but he had a real stern face. And when he came into the dorm, he came luggaged up. He had mad bags, mad food and everything. And as people were standing around, they was asking like what he claimed and stuff like that. He walked past everybody. He ain't even look at them. He standing taller than everybody. He coming in, he walked past them. Boom. He go into a cell, and you can tell his clothes was all extra creased up. He still had the shiny tips on his boots too. You know what I'm saying? And we was fading out of that era, but he was definitely in there. You know what I'm saying? And as he stayed in our dorm, I noticed he would really come out the dorm, and then, out his cell, you know what I'm saying, into the day room or anything. He'll always be playing his cell. He had an old radio too, a big boombox radio. I think I spoke about that before. I'm gonna do another video on that another time though, but he's always in there listening to his radio or whatever like that. And then he started coming out telling people about he had store. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to run store. He was dealing with a selected few of people or whatever the case may be. And when I saw him talking about it in front of the TV, I noticed, let me get a soup. Was over there, he was looking at the man or whatever, and I thought that he was about to go start doing his rounds and asking, can he be made tag and do some work for somebody, buffing out they cell or something like that, and be like, let me get a suit. But he's looking at him talk, and he was standing there. He had a soup in his hand, but he went to the dude and he was like, man, how much you do for 2 soups, man? Like, I need 2 beef soups. Like, what you trying to do for 2 beef soups? He's like, it's gonna cost too much, Playboy. It's gonna cost too much. He's like, nah, I just want 2 soups. I'll pay it back on store. He was like, it's gonna be 5 soups. It's gonna be 5 soups. You want it or not? And I saw that old head, like, was kind of on some ignorant stuff. You know what I'm saying? How he was doing plug or whatever, let me get a soup. But he was like, come on, follow me, man. And he giving it to him, but he's talking to him before he hands it over to him. Like he's giving him a whole speech or something. I couldn't really hear exactly the words, but you can tell he's not handing over that soup until he was done talking. Then he gives him the soups, and then they go their different ways. A couple days go past, bro, and store day hits. And let me get the soup is still in his cell. When they call for everybody to go out, he's still in his cell. Then I noticed that OG keeps opening his door. He's opening his door a lot, looking out, looking through the door. He closed the door. You hear his music blasting too. Every time he open it, you'll hear the music. He looking around or whatever. Now, after store call is over, people is going out to chow and all that. And I'm in the dorm. I did not go to chow, and a couple other people didn't go to chow because we was about to hook something up that day or whatever. And because everybody was good that was with me. And I noticed that OG comes out his cell. He has a pillowcase in his hand, and it looked like something that's inside this pillowcase or whatever. He's walking on the bottom range because that's where he stays at, and let me get a soup stays on the other side. He goes around and goes to let me get a soup's door. He's tapping on the door, and then the door's about to open up, and this man goes in. Now when he goes in, from that point, like the way he rushed in, it seemed like it was gonna be some loud boom boom boom, all that in there. It ain't no sound at all. It's no sound going on and everything. Now, it's probably like maybe 3 to 4 minutes, maybe a little bit longer than that. I don't know, but Chow is about to come back or whatever. And when dude opens the door, when this man opens the door back up, it's like he went in there for an all-out massacre. This dude came back out with so much of let me get the soups inside, you know what I'm saying, blood, everything all on his arms, his hands, on the big banger that he had in that pillowcase where he was hiding. He got it all over him, and this man is coming out the cell like this, wiping his face with this man's all his Kool-Aid out of his body. He's wiping his face with it and everything, and he coming out the cell smiling. This man came out the cell smiling, going back to his cell with the weapon, everything. So I'm talking about, you can tell that he went in there like he was just slaughtering a dog or something up in there, man. And when he went into his cell, everybody is running down there, open the door, and man, this guy, let me get a soup, was in there in his bed. And it looked like a horror show up in that spot, man. Like people were trying to get him up out of there, rushing him to the door for the officer to call for medical. Medical is running down there. They get him up out of there. And this man, he did not make it. He did not make it from that situation, man. Let me get a soup was a good dude. He was a good, solid dude. And this happens to too many people, too much in the Georgia Department of Corrections. I'm asking y'all to stay out in the streets, stay out the way. Please don't go do nothing stupid and find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang, and you can be called to let me get a soup, losing your life over 3 soups because the man didn't pay 3 soups. I heard he said he was gonna pay him next week, and that man said it was over. It was a wrap for him, man. This your boy Big Miz from the zoo. I'm going, y'all. Peace. Yo, what's up? What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo. And yes, we're back in the red room. And this story today is a very, very recent situation. So I'm going to try my best to protect the victim in this situation. Even though the homework that I did on this, it seemed like he doesn't need
no protecting for a couple different reasons. But I will shorten the name of this individual. This is going to be the CB story, and how his running around got him caught up once he went to the hole. Now, this is in Weir State Prison, Wayne, Georgia. This incident just took place December 1st of this year. And CB, he was a model inmate, you know what I'm saying? He came into the prison with a life sentence with the charges stemming from kidnapping and murder. So yes, he did unalive somebody. So y'all might not feel too sensitive about his situation because he does have victims of his own. But when he got to his camp after moving around through the years, because he was down for plenty of years, over 15 plus years. But it got to this month where he was in Weir State Prison and he was dealing with some gang members. He was actually getting product in with them, and he thought that this would be a good time to switch camps. And people do this sometimes. They catch out and they call it going and laying it down, where they're trying to get like a justification for going to PC and laying it down and then trying to get to a different camp. But he was doing this under some different circumstances. He was actually trying to run off on the guys that he was doing business with. And this is a no-no in the chain gang. It's a no-no because you got to get away fast. You got to get away fast and hope that these dudes are not plugged in. And this is the vital mistake that he made. Once he went and picked up a pack that's supposed to have been going in 3 ways with 3 different people, he was one and then there was 2 other gang members involved. And I don't want to talk about the specific gang member because I said this is a very, very recent event. And I know people are still mourning and they're still doing investigations about this situation right here. Even the autopsy hasn't came back. But he goes and he catches out after getting the pack. He said that he went to his detail officer and said that he was scared to go back to the dorm. He was fearing for his life. They went and talked to a lieutenant. And then he goes to the hole right then with the pack on him. And as the days are going by, he has a cellie too. And as the days are going by, he's thinking that he's scot-free. Didn't know that his cellmate had a jack. He has a phone. And one night, on December 1st, he gets a call. His cellmate gets a call. He's at the back window. He's talking. And he's saying, yo, G, look. Some dude done ran off on us. His name is C, last name B, this, that, and the third. Boom, boom, boom. This is what he looks like. Tall white guy, you know what I'm saying? About 200 and something pounds. He's like 47 years old. Like they breaking him down. And he was like, yo, folk, he in the cell with me right now. He was like, what? Like, he in the cell with me right now. When we put him on the phone, he was like, nah, look. We'll drop some bread on you right now. We'll send a cash app to you right now. Put some wings on him. I'm like, what you want me to do? That's all he needed to hear. They said, yo, we'll send you $300 right now. You go ahead and take his life from him. Boy, this dude gets off the phone. Around the buddy. He was like, damn, man. Like, so hold up. I never asked you why you came to the hole, man. But what's going on with you? He was like, man, it's a long story, man. It's a long story. He was like, oh, it is? And he going through his stuff to go get that bone crusher out. He's like, what you mean it's a long story? It's long like this? And he pulls this banger out. Start hitting him all of his leg because he's sitting on the top bunk inside the cell, start hitting him all of his legs, and he bringing him down off the bunk. I'm talking about banging him, banging him, banging him, banging him, banging him. Like, he catching him all in the upper region, his neck area, face shots, you know what I'm saying? And they said that one went into his eye, boom, and he brought it back out, kept jagging at this dude, hitting him, hitting him. Dude is trying to get away. He hitting the door, saying, help, 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 help. But he started like grabbing his face, putting it against the door, and hitting him in his jaw with this bone crusher. This bone crusher is going through his jaw, and the point is going through his mouth. He hitting him. There's no more yelling. There's no more yelling for CB. He met his fate inside that cell by the hands of his cellie. Him trying to run away. Him trying to run away with somebody's pack. It's never a good idea. If you're ready to start doing some foul stuff and all that, you might as well just go lock it down for yourself and get your mind right. Then come back on the compound once your mind is together. Because as soon as you start thinking that way, you're a dead man walking anyway. All they gotta do is find out that you're trying to do something crazy and something out the way and take food out of niggas' mouths that's in jail, and they probably was lifers anyway. When chain gang rules is in full effect and it becomes a life for a life situation, or you running off with people's money in a high amount, they're gonna put wings on you. The helicopter will be coming to pick you up, or the coroner will be scraping you off the walk. You're not getting away. Don't come to these prisons playing no type of games. None. It's best that you come into this jail, do your time, talk to your people, get your visits, do what you gotta do, eat your food, stay out the way, don't gamble, don't bet, don't do nothing out the way, don't play no F game with nobody or nothing. Because you're gonna find yourself too deep in a situation, and they're gonna want demands from you that you can't handle. Or if you get into a situation, don't get greedy and think, yo, I'm about to run off with the shit. If you got some type of issue or something, let them know so you can faithfully bow out and tap out of that situation. Or you're gonna find yourself just like CB, unalived. And like I said, this situation right here, many people probably don't even care about his well-being, because he came in there with a life sentence with kidnapping somebody and unaliving somebody. So no, when you come down there with these charges, you might reap the benefits of your charges later on down the line, bro. And what's that's called? That's called your own personal dish handed back to you. That's your karma. Take it or leave it. And I don't feel no type of way about the situation. I have no qualms about it. It could have went either way for me. But this story definitely needed to reach the red room. I'm here. This is Big Miz from the zoo. Y'all please like, share, subscribe to the channel. I got y'all every trip. But I'm just asking you, please, don't do nothing stupid outside in these streets and find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. Don't do it. Yo, what's up? What's going on? It's your boy Big Miz from the zoo. And we're back in the red room. In this situation right here, I'm gonna expound on how dangerous and how serious it is when you come to a prison. It can start off in the county jail, it can start off in the streets, but you get to these jails and then you find your way into a prison, especially the chain gang, corrections, and you come there with a habit, a drug habit, or you get onto a drug and you become addicted
to this drug where you spiral out of control. You get to a point in life where you're not managing things correctly. Now you're playing a lot of games and you're only trying to feed your habit. And it gets like that, especially for the guys that's doing a lot of time. They're stressed all the way out and they just want to escape from the world. They don't want to stay in reality. That's a painful place to be in, reality. And this situation right here, I'm going to be speaking about old man Franklin and how he got so caught up on what they call cream, what we know to be amphetamines. And this dude, like, he had to leave 2 different prisons, playing games and owing people, and then catching out because his wife can't fit the bill. She told him that she was done because she felt something weird was going on. She said her spirit is not sitting right with the situation. Something that's not right about what you're saying to me, how frequent you're calling me and asking me to send money to this guy and this guy. And the conversation always seems weird when you're talking to me. You're not even talking in the proper pattern that you usually talk to me in. And he got released from the hole, getting moved around as a sleeper, and got released from the hole to this one camp that I don't feel comfortable opening up that can of worms on exactly what camp it was, because this situation is fairly new. You know what I'm saying? And he came with them same tricks and didn't know this is the wrong camp for that. And I'm gonna let you know, yes, it was a level 5 camp. And he started dealing with some young boys, you know what I'm saying, Spedo, and a couple of his homeboys, his affiliates, his gang members, and he started playing games. He had a little bit of money since he was a sleeper in a hole, and he was spending good, getting in their favor. He thought that he was doing good. But once he got low and he was geeking out of his mind, one weekend, this man conjured up a plan. He thought that he could be slicker than oil. He forgot that oil dries. And he went to tell them that he wanted a 200 piece of some ice cream, knowing that he did not have the money to pay for it. He sat up there and faked them out. He faked these dudes out with a facetious little slip saying, this money good, just go ahead and put it on your card or whatever. Like, he slid them this little piece of paper. They slid him to work, and they found out it was $5 on there. 5. And he forgot it was the weekend. He didn't know that they can move around like that, because he slid through doing around lunchtime hours. He's walking on the walk. He done got out there, got his little pack or whatever, and didn't know that these dudes is now calling around trying to find out exactly what cell this man is in. Once they found out, and they was asking their homies like, yo, who in y'all doing? Who running y'all doing right now? Who in the booth? And they said, Mrs. Blase Blah. And this lady right here is somebody that goes to sleep on the job. And they went to the booth. They getting her. She's in the bathroom, knocked out. You know what I'm saying? They waking her up. Boom, boom, banging on the thing. She come out. And she's like, well, what? What's going on? Like, damn, I'm in the bathroom. You see, I'm in the bathroom. They said, look, forget all that. Look, one of my brothers trying to come through, like I owe him some money. I need to give him this money. You know what I'm saying? He hungry and he need this money. I mean, he was like, look, we're gonna let you sleep for the rest of the day. We already know what's going on with you. She messing with her hair or whatever. Like, look,
y'all gonna have to be quick, cause I don't got no time for all this bullshit. Like, y'all be playing a lot of games. He better be in and out this dorm, and I'm serious. Is it? Buddy and them already coming down the walk. They already knew what time it was. They was going to step to her anyway. You know what I'm saying? Whether they brothers had got her out the bathroom or not. And they come on to the small yard. They come to the dorm. She let them boys smooth in. They go creeping up on old man door. And old man Franklin is in there tweaked out of his mind. Looking all crazy at the back window. Looking around, tweaking. And he didn't know as soon as that door opened, it was like that for him. And once they got him in there and closed that door, bro, this is the only thing that took place after the fact. This is sad, because at this moment, what you're seeing is the beginning part before the promise they've been made to him. Y'all heard them make him a promise. We're going to take your life. We're going to put wings on you. And they kept up with their promise. Old man Franklin lost his life as a result of his injuries. Because I heard that after they pulled him out and all that, they kept beating his body. They plummeted his body. They crushed his skull, broke his jaw, his eye sockets and everything, you know what I'm saying? Crushed his hands, crushed his ribs, broke his ankles, and all that. Over some cream. Is it worth it? Is it worth you going to these prisons and getting hooked on these drugs and then start playing games and then you're no longer coming home? It's not even worth it. It makes no sense. It's not adding up. Either y'all brothers stop selling to these weak individuals, you know what I'm saying, that just can't get it together, and y'all know the ones who's like that. Or y'all brothers that have these issues and you thinking, yo, drugs is the next alternative, find something else to do. Because you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting your loved ones that's out there too, man. I'm asking y'all, give yourself a chance behind these bars as well. Just like I asked the people in the streets, be smart, be diligent. Don't put yourself in harm's way and don't do nothing stupid where you're gonna find yourself, man. In somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. It's your boy Big Miz from the zoo. Like, bro. Damn. Yo, what's up? What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo. And I'm back in the red room. And I have a story, man, by the individual named Malik. And he was in 901 Wright Street. I was also there at 901 Wright Street with Malik. And this story is how Malik did not make it out. Yo, this dude, man, he was a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was a real down-to-earth individual. He was quick to type of help you out individual, you know what I'm saying? A younger gentleman, he was probably like 28, 29 at the time. And I saw him kind of like stay in his cell though. Like, it was real wild out there at the time, you know what I'm saying? I think I was on 5 South something, you know what I'm saying, 200 or 300, and he would keep to himself. He steady be on the phone in the morning time, talking to his girl, planning on trying to get that bail money. That's all he talked about, was that bail money. He was trying to get that bail money. And he stayed in there for like 14 months while his people tried to save up this money so he can jump and then fight his case from the streets. That's all he wanted to do. He was tired of going to court, you know what I'm saying, in that jail suit because he felt that that was like an omen to him. It was messing him up, you know what I'm saying? And I would see how he be smiling big, talking to his kids on the phone, laughing with his girl and stuff like that. He was like, man, I can't wait to go home. Yo, I can't wait to go home. Hell yeah, man. Yo, now my girl doing good out there, yo. And my little boy, he asking a lot of questions, man. He always talking about that while we eating at the table, you know what I'm saying? He always talking about he can't wait to get home, you know what I'm saying, to fight his case from the streets. As time is going by, I'm noticing that he's slightly talking about going home because he's getting close. I remember him saying they only had like a couple thousand left to get. And as the time is going by, he's knocking it down. He's like, yo, 1 more thousand. I'm out of here. Boy, I'm from here. Yo, buddy, I'm from here, bro. I'm from here, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I always be laughing like, yo, this nigga be like, yo, I'm from here. I'm from here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Him going to sell boom. He be dancing and everything. Happy as I don't know what. And boy, I remember like it was yesterday. The night that the Sarge came in and said, man, it's your lucky day. Your people down there working on that bail and all. Man, this man went jumping through the door. Yo. They told me they was coming through, but they didn't even call me all day. I was wondering what was going on. Why they wasn't calling, man? My people there, folks. My people there. It looked like he wanted to shed a tear. He running around doing all different type of stuff. Now he working out. He doing stuff that he didn't even usually do. You know what I'm saying? He working out, everything. He playing cards with niggas and all that. Like, yo, come on, y'all wanna play space? Come on, let's get it. Like, he's opening his shell at the end of his bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally. Well, we go and we lock it down. He said, like, he couldn't even take it. It was too much anxiety for him walking back and forth. Like, he started walking back and forth for like 3 hours. Boom, 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 boom. While his people was trying to get him out. We're in the cell. I remember the cats that's in there. One was from Lithonia, another one from the deck, Decatur, you know what I'm saying? And then 2 dudes from Atlanta. One of them was Marcelli and it was me. And they in there beating on the table and they was rapping. And I'm listening to them. We jamming. And I remember when you heard them say 200, or yeah, I think they said 200. The door opens, bro. And they called that man name. Yo, when they called that man name, it seemed like everybody was scared release. We heard that name. We was like, oh, yo, that nigga getting out, Malik getting out. Boom, I'm jumping down. And Malik must have heard his name get called while he was laying there. He's on the bottom bunk. But he forgot at that time that they kept putting in for requests. They kept putting in for requests the whole time he was there about this damn nail that was like this long and real sharp screw at the top of his bed. You know what I'm saying? It's at the bottom of the top bunk, but at the very top of his bed. And he forgot all about it. Yo, once they called this boy name, man, he must have jumped up out of his sleep, bro. And once he jumped up out of his sleep, he must have jumped smooth up. And that nail went and lodged in this man's head. They said it was probably like, at least like 4 inches or something like that in his head. He jumped up so fast, it went smooth through. And his cellie telling him like, yo, they called your name. But he's so stuck. He's stuck at the top bunk with this nail in this man's head with all... Yo, it was a crazy sight because once his roommate saw it, he jumped out. He's like, yo, boom, he bust out the door. He called the officers like, yo, come here. He was like, man, tell him to come on, man. Come on, this train is going. He was like, no, come here, man. He got a hole in his head. Like, come. The officer laughed and said, like, man, come on, man. Tell that man to come on, man, before he get left for real. I ain't playing. He was like, yo, the officer ran over there. He saw what was going on. He run back. He looking for his walkie-talkie. I remember he did not have it. And then he banging on the door, getting them in the booth, telling them, look, call the people, call the people. And then they're just paying attention to his movement and know how frantic he was. They called for help. They running down there. It's all these nurses and stuff like that. They were scared to pull that man's head off that nail because they said that it might hurt him even more. They was trying to figure it out. They had the whole dorm. We all there, just standing there looking. And cats is just like quiet and all looking because this was this dude's release. They was coming to pick him up for release so he can go home and be with his family. And yo, I'm trying to tell you, bro, you never know when something is going to happen to you. He would have never thought that. Because we would have told him, don't go to sleep, bro. Don't forget about that nail, bro. This man lost his life over a nail, not nobody viciously attacking him or nothing. This was a cause. It was like, yo, this was so bizarre and so crazy, my man. That's why I'm telling y'all, please give yourself a chance out here in these streets, because you don't know if you might get a Malik, you know what I'm saying, and something is wrong in your cell and you get a freak accident and you don't even make it out of the county on the day of your release. That made no sense. I've never saw nothing like that before, never heard of nothing like that before. You know what I'm saying? This man sat there, his eyes wide open, hands down, with his head looked like it's stuck to the top of the bunk, bro. And that man lost his life that night, and they had to go tell his family that they didn't fix the issue of even shaving down that nail, because they was talking about this can kill somebody. And it did. You know what I'm saying? And for all the people that went through Fulton County Jail, 901 Wright Street, and had a terrible situation go on with them, you know what I'm saying? Because there's more stories about people that crazy stuff happened at 901 Wright Street, man. You know what I'm saying? Prayers out to all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking y'all, don't do nothing stupid outside these streets and find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, a chain gang, y'all. This your boy Big Miz from the zoo. Y'all be easy, man. Yo, what's up? What's going on? This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo, and I'm back with another story for y'all. And yes, we are in the red room. And this story right here that I'm going to speak about, it takes place in a used to be minimum security prison, Washington State Prison, but now they're looking at it as a level 5 camp. It's a lot of attacks going on there. It has turned up from when I was there, and this situation takes place when I was there. And we had a situation going on against a faction, an organization, a gang that I'm not going to put on the forefront, but I'm just letting y'all know we was getting into it with this actual faction. And things was real hot at the time. They're moving people in and out, you know what I'm saying, putting people in the hole, shipping them off with emergency transfers and everything. People that been doing the pouring out or attacking other inmates, catching them down bad and getting them, stuff like that. The score is upping on our side, then they'll match the score and all that. Like, it was kind of going crazy a little bit. But one day, a situation
transpired. And a lieutenant came to our dorm and said that he wanted to present something to us, you know what I'm saying, later on in Jumawal. After Jumawal, he wanted to show us something, right? So we're wondering what's going on. He said it's very important. He needs to talk to us as a whole Umar, like the whole Muslim congregation. He wanted to speak to us in a whole to see if he can try to bring some solution to the situation, but it was something that he needed to show us. And it was agreed upon the email after Jumu'ah come through. Show us what you're going to show us, talk to us about whatever. We're willing to listen to try to bring some type of resolution to the situation, at least to like bring it down a couple levels so people are not getting unalived in the situation. Now, after this good cool part that the brother gave, and everybody was in good spirits, everybody's good, we talking, making sure like brothers in different dorms, like, yo, you good over there, Ak? Like, you sure? Like, salam alaikum, walaikum assalam rahmatullah. Like, yo, come on, be feasible of Allah, you know what I'm saying? Move only for the sake of Allah, don't jump out there and be going crazy, I think, you know what I'm saying? We saying that and greeting each other back and forth, and then the lieutenant comes in front of the Umar and said he wanted to show us something. And he said for us to like clear our minds or take a breath or whatever like that, and for us to gather around him because he had it in his phone. You know what I'm saying? And then he said, better yet, I also have it in this tablet. He went into this little case thing and opened up a tablet. And he said for us to brace ourselves. I'm already thinking that he's about to show us something that we kind of wasn't ready for. You know what I'm saying? And he said, hey fellas, this took place on the other side of the camp yesterday. We tried to keep it under the radar and for y'all not to know what's going on so it won't pop off dorm to dorm and possibly go camp to camp. But the reason why y'all brother Mustafa did not come to Jumu'ah today is because of this. And he pressed play. And what we're seeing our brother come in from his detail into the dorm. And then these gang members that we're into it with come blindsided him. Like six of them surrounded him. And they're already clutching, they got their fingers pulled out and everything. And he's standing there, he's like looking at everybody, trying to see how he can try to get out of this situation. But luckily, he had one of them things on him as well. But they start going at him from all different directions, just jabbing at him, and he's moving. He's trying to move out the way. He's moving out the way, dodging. But anywhere that he would go, they now get him. Boom, move, get him. Boom, boom, they get him. Boom, and now some of these bangers are sticking in his body. And this brother is so much of a warrior. He's pulling these bangers out of him, using it back on them, fighting back. But I'm talking about he's trying his best. He's getting down like a warrior supposed to. He was moving, tackle, he was doing the right things, but they was tearing him up. They tore him up, and we stood around looking at each other. Some of the brothers is tearing. Time with him for a long time. I only knew him for like a year, and my heart was broken. My heart was broken watching this brother fighting and pulling these bangers out of his body to use it back on them, while everybody in the dorm stood around. They
and just looked at this situation go down. And the part that hurt me the most is when his brother was trying to get away, and one dude came with this long thing and hit him. Boom! He was like, ah! I was like, yo. Then he falls down to the ground and just all over dead iguana. And I know that hurt him to see all the other people, because he helped people in his dorm and everything. And to see them just looking at him get down batted in that type of situation where he had no type of help and no way out of this. He knew that he was losing his life that day. You can see it in his eyes. You saw when the life left from his eyes. And boy, that right there started mayhem inside of that prison. When we saw that, we couldn't even think right no more. There was no thinking right. It's like, yo, we going back to the dorm and we popping off the rip. We don't care. We not trying to hear none of that, anything. Some brothers knew they was about to get extra time and everything. And just luckily, once he showed us and he saw how we was moving, once we was getting back to the dorm, they went and locked it down. They didn't even allow us to do anything. Once we started moving on the walk, the search team and everything is escorting us to the buildings, and they locked us down. They thought about it. They was real smart, because I promise you, I promise you, it would have went bananas in every dorm if they would have just allowed us to walk in those dorms. We was going to get laced up, army ready, soldier ready, and we was going to go bananas inside of those dorms. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this situation had to hit the red room, because I thought about it. It was a crazy situation. Peace to Ak, inna lillahi wa inna lillahi raji'un. From God we came, and surely to him we will return. Please, y'all stay out of these streets. Don't find yourself getting in trouble and do something stupid and be in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. Don't do that to yourself. You'll be going out real bad if you do. Believe me. This your boy Big Miz from the Zoo. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm going, y'all. Yo, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? This is your boy Big Miz from the Zoo, and I'm back with another story for y'all. Yes, we are in the red room, and I'm gonna speak about tragedies that take place within the chain gang, where freak accidents happen, or just messing around, or playing around, or trying just to kick up some ruckus in your cell and be undermining the authority just to get some attention, or to get moved to a different prison. I don't know exactly what these two individuals was doing, man. It was one inmate by the name of Vestal and Richard Strickland. They said actually Vestal was serving a life sentence, and Richard Strickland, for the strings of robberies that he committed, he was doing 20 years. So one of them had no chance and no possibility for parole, while the other inmate had a chance to get back out to live his life as a productive citizen. Once he would have got his stuff together and received some type of parole, he could have lived. And yes, I said he could have lived. Because in this situation, it stems back to 2016, February, on a Tuesday. these two inmates was in their cell, which they shared together. And they thought it was a good idea in Valdosta State Prison, that level 5 camp, to kick up some dust in their cell while they were actually locked down. Now, I don't know if this was a drug-induced situation. Were they drunk? Did they have any type of mind-altering drug to make them think that what they did or one of them started was a good idea? But this night, as everybody's locked down, and just like the regular lockdown, you hear people yelling from door to door and stuff like that. People is trying to talk to other people saying, send this down and do this and do that. And one of them is in the cell with a bright idea, thinking, I'm going to use my lighter and I'm going to set our mattress on fire while we're in here. Now, the thing is, which one of them do you think will want to come up with this plan and good idea to go ahead and set their mattress ablaze? Something that once you light it, it has these fibers and stuff in it and this hard plastic, and once it's lit and it catches, this fiber is going to just really just go ablaze and have it an uncontrollable fire that they can't even get near or touch. And then the gases and the smoke that comes from this fire, you're not even going to be able to receive it. You can't even inhale this stuff. It's way too strong in this cell. Oh man, check him out. Check him out. Okay. All right.
No, it's something because now we gotta talk it out and we gotta figure it out.
Alright, I'm about to see if I can tell a story and bring a little crowd back into the situation since I'm live still. Alright. I'll call you when I'm done, because I'm about to tell me a little fire story real quick. Alright, I'll get with you. Alright. What's going on, y'all? What's up? What's going on? What's up? This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo. And I'm back with another story for y'all, man. And this story right here is kind of like what you would want to call this, man. I don't even know what you want to call this, because these two dudes was kind of shot out, very institutionalized, and this was in Valdosta State Prison, level 5 camp. And these two guys, you know what I'm saying, shot it out over a warden bag. They was administrative orderlies, you know what I'm saying, in a building in Valdosta State Prison, and on a regional inspection, these dudes is sitting there stabbing it out, right? Like every morning, early morning, these two individuals or whatever, they stayed right next door to each other, and I'm gonna say A and B, you know what I'm saying, because Aaron and Bodman or whatever, Bosman, like A and B, they were administrative orderlies. I mean, they kind of like worked with everybody in administration, going in the backfields, cleaning maybe their bathroom areas, coming sweeping and mopping,
different hallways and stuff like that, tidying up, and they have all different type of details. They can be bringing bags of trash to each dorm, hitting them off with their trash bags, like all different kind of stuff, right? But they get like a incentive type of situation where they get a warden bag with a whole bunch of goodies, like a plastic bag with a whole bunch of goodies in it that they can bring to the dorm and eat, you know what I'm saying, in front of everybody, or just go in your cell and tear the food up or whatever. But both of them thought that they was entitled to this one bag. And like, I didn't know what they was actually talking about. But this morning, well, the night before, like, I am buffing the floor, getting the floor all waxed on the main floor, on the big floor, so the emblem can shine, because they want to come in and be looking around. This is a regional inspection, so it's other people that's coming, like, even people that come and audit, as in they have stakes or money into the Georgia Department of Corrections, and they're coming to see their property, which is us. They coming to check us out. They want to make sure our mustache is stopped right here in the corner. We don't got no beard. All this is clean, and we standing there with it at attention, with our picture clipped on our collar, and we sounding off once they come in. This is what they want from you. They want you to sound off. Ma'am, good morning, ma'am. Sir, good morning, sir. Whatever pod you in, a tear is ready for inspection. And then they start walking around. But I saw these two individuals, A and B, they going back and forth like, fuck nigga, that's my shit, man. That's my shit. I'm the one that cleaned that whole area that day. You wasn't even here, man. You said you ain't feel good. You're like, man, I cleaned that shit the day before, man. I don't know what you talking about. I cleaned that the day before. And I already know, when I do the cleaning, I do a thorough cleaning, man. You ain't have to come behind me and do nothing, man. The warden left that bag for me. So they going back and forth, talking about cleaning a certain area. And one said that they cleaned it thoroughly already. You don't got to go back behind him doing no cleaning. And the other one saying it was dirty. I went there. You was in the cell with a headache. You ain't come to the detail until later on that day, and he wasn't having it. They both want that warden bag. So they start saying like some stuff to each other where they getting a little disrespectful. And he looking like, oh yeah, you think you can put your hands on him? Oh, you think so? He's like, okay. And he going to the cell, and the other one, look, yeah, he going his cell, and now they both kind of step out at the same time. And he's standing there looking. The crew is coming around, check them. Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, good morning, sir. Ma'am, good morning, ma'am. As the people walking past them, they're greeting them. They go up those side steps, up the stairs, go around, and they're coming down. And these dudes is at it. They in each other's face. What? So what? What you gonna do? Like, you shoot first. Nah, you shoot first. You do anything. You act like you about to do it. I'm gonna pull you out. Do it, whatever. What you gonna do? So they going back and forth. And they're in each other's face. And it took for them to be like this. And like, so do something. Nah, you do. Like, do something. And a cat on the other side, like, man, y'all both scared as hell. Y'all scared of each other, man. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing, man. Either one of y'all gonna bust a grape, man. Let them people go out the dorm first. And he's like, alright. He's like, man, I'm gonna go out the dorm. And B go to start trying to shoot. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got his gun. He trying to shoot it. A moving back. Aaron is moving back. He doing all this stuff. Trying to, you know what I'm saying, move tactfully so he don't get plunged by this little sharp thing that B got. He's swinging. Once, whatchamacallit, go to pulling out his, he done hit, whatchamacallit, on the back of his arm. He's like, oh, hell no. Now, this inspection team was at the door, about to go out, and one of the ladies turned to, and she's looking, and she's like, hey, Warren, yeah, come here. Check these guys up now. They full-fledged shooting it out. They down there back and forth lunging. Talking back. What? And they going there. I'm talking about they shooting it out for real. Looking like some damn fools over a Wharton bag. They didn't get the Wharton bag yet. It's still sitting in administration. They couldn't talk it out. They couldn't figure something out. They couldn't split it up. This is how ignorant the minds get in the chain gang and how johned out they be when they become institutionalized. They want to kill each other over a Wharton bag. Couple chips, maybe beef and cheese sticks, like 2 of them. Some potato chips, maybe a soda or 2. Some trail mix or something. Maybe a honey bun, maybe a bear claw, and maybe a cinnamon roll. You got your Wharton bag. What are y'all doing? Both of them got holes in them. While the people was running down, they got the cert with them. I don't know what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? This situation happened very quickly, but both of them was poured out, looking crazy, and got gripped up, slammed out, apprehended, lost their jobs, got shipped. It was back in the hole for like 3 to 4 months before they got shipped. They went out super bad because they had good details where they could have get their time lightly. You know what I'm saying? And tread it lightly, no matter if they had a lot of time or a little bit, they was good. And majority of the people in a building where I was at near the end of my bed, they was all good, man. They had good details and they was doing their time treading lightly. They was not down in the bottom in E and F where it go down at. They ain't have to worry about none of that. They didn't have to associate themselves with them going to chow. They still got C and D, or they would have to eat before E and F. So I honestly did not get it. Why are y'all sitting here stabbing it out in the middle of a regional inspection, knowing y'all gonna get caught and charged for something that's gonna come up to what? Maybe like $17, maybe $15 or something like that. It makes no sense whatsoever. But once again, this is the mind state that you can fall into going down the road in the chain gang in the Georgia Department of Corrections, because they train you through repetition. I say this all the time. They keep hitting you and hitting you with that inmate thing and trying to have you bow down and do your detail and slaving and working for $0. You're not working for no future gain whatsoever. They're not allowing that. That's not going to be a thing in the Georgia Department of Corrections. And this is one of the things that I'm trying to help change. I'm trying to make sure that these brothers in there and these sisters locked up in these chain gangs can get $1 for their labor, get some type of money for their labor. Even if it's $2 a day, $1.50 a day, give them some money for their labor. It makes no sense. Open up some programs that they got to sign to get into to get some money for their labor. It will help. It will make them push better to want to work. More people will start conforming to working. And then get these YNs in there that's acting a fool these jobs. Get them to separate from each other. Give them some jobs so they can do something and get paid while they're doing it. If it's a program or some trade type of stuff that they can start doing, then acquire something that they can use in the long run. Or if they got life, have these programs for them. Set them aside from everybody else. Not with short-timers and they looking, lifers looking at short-timers. They don't like each other. They shouldn't be cohabitating with each other in the same dorms. That's not right. That causes ruckus and it pushes the people with the low sentences. If they got to try to protect themselves, they got to do something real heavy and then they'll get more charges. That doesn't make no sense at all. It makes no sense. Hopefully, somebody will help in this forward march that we're taking to try to make some changes in the Georgia Department of Corrections. Hopefully, someone will help to spread this awareness with me of the dangers inside of the jail. Yes, we have stories to tell from there to let you know the experience that we lived through and we saw, but also help the brothers that's in there now to stop all this chaos, this steady rising of this death toll in Georgia. It has to end. The violence has to end. It has to come to a cease, where some type of treaty should be set in place where it should be no more fighting, and then put something in their face so they can stay busy. How about that? So they can stay busy. They should be working on getting more officers inside of these prisons so y'all security can be back right. And y'all can put some eyes on them boys. Put some eyes on them boys. You got to. Fix your cameras. Make sure your cameras are straight. Put some eyes on them. Let them know that they're being watched and it's something that will stop them. As soon as they start thinking about doing something, they start moving in that direction, they get stopped. That's what's needed. Nothing else. Nothing else. For the people that's been unalived at the beginning of the year, starting from January, I'm pretty sure it was 3 people or 4 people on January 1st, and then somebody unalived on the 2nd and the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th, plus the 6th and the 7th, all the way down to the 29th of January. Somebody lost their life every day. That makes no sense at all. It is not adding up nowhere. And the families are still in question, like, what happened? Tell us the truth. Tell us what happened to our child or our brother or our father. The Georgia Department of Corrections, man. They are now the Georgia Department of Corruption. And that's all they're doing. They're trying to cover things, put a shadow on this, spin a narrative on that, close their mouth on this one. It's not right. And it's getting worse every day. Jackson State Prison is their diagnostics, and it's the most dangerous prison right now. You come in there, this is your first stop before you go to a prison. And you're there in the diagnostics and you can be unalived right there. First stop. It makes no sense. This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo. I'm asking everybody to go run and sub to the channel. Run and sub to the channel. Help me out in this forward movement to make some type of change, to bring some type of resolution by my stories and the information given about how to stay out of prison, what goes on in prison, how many people died in prison, got raped or took their own lives, got disfigured in prison, body parts hacked off in prison, the wars inside of the prison, the mistreatment, the food, the corruption from the inmates up to the warden. It is diabolical and it needs to change. It's your boy Big Miz from the zoo. Peace, y'all.